Welcome to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast, your podcast for all things motorsports. With your hosts, Sean Chavarella, Stephen Clary, and Taylor Moore.
Hear that music?
Hello, and welcome to another week's episode of Spare Parts. I'm your host, Sean.
I'm Steven.
And I'm Taylor.
And today, right now, we have a still special guest in the form of Toothless, my cat. Because he decided to hop up literally as we decided to start recording. So.
Oh, he's done now.
Now he's getting held too much. He's like, nope, don't like this.
He's like, I'm over it now.
He's a little camera shy, okay?
Yeah. Though he's not shy in general. He's the biggest pain in the ass in the world. Anyway.
No, he's not. He's so cute.
Yeah, pain in the ass. So, this week, Taylor, we haven't talked to you in a while.
I know.
You have a couple trips, I think, to catch us up on.
I do.
We have some Indycar news to talk about regarding, I guess, a new TV partner and McLaren's choices. And we also can talk about some, I don't think we've gotten to the F1 regulations yet, or we can also talk about, I guess, Iowa for NASCAR this weekend, and also the races coming up, and give some predictions. So, without further ado, Taylor, how you been?
Good. Busy. Very busy.
How was Montreal?
Montreal was fantastic. It is an insane experience to be so close to the track. Like, it was really, really cool. Yeah, it was in turn 1 for Excuse Me Siri. No, thank you.
Good job. Very professional podcast. Very, very well done. Gosh.
So sorry.
As I said.
Yes. But yeah, no, it was super, super cool. The rain was not fun. That was the only non-fun part of the weekend. My rain pants did not make it back home. They were retired at the track. They DNF'd. So
how
like
what happened? How was it that bad?
No, I split them.
Oh.
On the first day. Jumping, because you've seen the Marshall holes, they're just rectangles cut into the fence, and you have to jump up on the barrier. And I have not so large legs, so it didn't go well the first time, and on my second attempt that I actually got over the barrier and through the hole, I split my rain pants.
Okay, so I've seen some of the Marshalls. I don't think all of them are the most fit people. Is that the only way to get through, is to actually go through the hole? Or were they just fucking with you?
No, it's the only way. There are certain parts of the track, on the first day, I was at corner 3.
Yep.
So one of the posts is across the track, in the bushes. And the only way to get there from where they drop you off is to go through the hole. I mean, the only way to get onto the side that we have to be on is through the hole. So we had to climb through the hole every single day. It was fine. It was good.
So what day was the best? Race day?
Race day. Race day was the best for sure. Even though it was a little bit rainy, it was just really cool. There was a lot, it was the fans were there. They were just super excited. There was a lot going on. A lot of hurry up and wait, which is just the nature of really any race day. But yeah, it was super cool. When the drivers did their parade, they didn't do them in the individual cars this year, which was kind of sad. But we got to stand trackside, so that was really cool. We saw them go by on their little truck or whatever, and it was cool.
Okay, nice.
Honestly, I would suggest the experience.
I'll think about it.
It's great. You should think about it. You get 2 free general admissions if you work the race.
Who'd you give yours to?
Nobody. I gave them to another Marshall because nobody else took me up on the offer.
We didn't get an offer.
Guys, no. I asked you guys months ago, and I heard crickets. All I heard was maybe. I'll get
John,
back
do you
to
remember this? Do you remember this
not at all.
happening?
No, this never
I mean,
happened.
I don't remember this happening either.
Do you want to know how much I paid for 3 days in a hotel?
$500?
$700
That's not bad.
per person. It was almost $2,000 for the entire weekend. It was very expensive.
Ooh.
So maybe next year.
Yeah,
Next year
listen,
might be better.
me and Steven don't remember this happening. You could have at least reminded us, because,
Oh.
like, we're dumb, right? We need constant reminders. So, like, if we don't say anything like 6 months out, maybe do like 5, and then 4, and then 3. And, you know, just keep reminding us
All
until
right.
we commit to something.
Okay, so it's a good thing that I'm reminding you both that IMSA is coming up in a few weeks. And Sean, you have to be there.
I will
And
do that
Steven,
one.
It's strongly suggested that you should also be there because it's going to be super fun.
Taken into consideration.
Yeah, but he's not fun.
All right.
No, it'll be fun, but Steven's not fun, so he's not going to show up. We know how this works.
I don't understand why you just wouldn't go and hang out with Sarah for the whole day.
Yeah, could do that.
It's
Exactly.
free. You get in for free.
Oh, well then I'm sold. That's easily
We will
sold.
do a barbecue. Free food.
Oh, fine.
Me and you
That's
can shower
a
together. Wait, what?
Oh,
You could.
buddy,
There's
I'm
private
sold at
showers.
free food. That's a bonus.
There's private showers for the marshals. You
It's like,
could.
Stop. You're selling it enough. Steven. Anyway.
That was Montreal.
wanna
It was
keep
super
it-
fun. What did
Okay,
Would recommend.
was there any good, like, support races that happened, or any other kind of drama? I saw in one of them the Porsche just fucking
Oh.
smoked the wall in the last chicane.
Oh my gosh. Was it I think it was was it Porsche? No, it was the Ferrari Challenge on the first day.
Okay.
It was the very end of the day. And on the cool down lap, someone put it in the wall. I was like, you've got to be kidding me. On the cool down lap. At this point, our day was already 12 hours long. I was like, we can't leave until the track is cold. So it was just funny. But the support races were actually pretty good. The Porsche race, I think it was the second race of the weekend. It was on a Saturday, or it was their first race, and it was just like pouring down rain. Like it was,
Yeah.
they did like a really stupid thing where like they brought them all in to pit for wets or whatever, and it was such a mess. And the way they did it was like really weird, and they stopped for 20 minutes, and then they had like 2 laps left on their time because everything
Oh.
is timed, right?
Yep.
Because it's all like TV time, so you can't go longer than that. But yeah, it was really dumb. They ended on a safety car. It's always funny to see the podium celebration when they end on the safety car and like didn't even race anything.
Yeah. I don't know if you guys can hear it now, but it is just chucking buckets right now outside.
Don't hear anything.
Okay. I see
Wow.
like the mic like picking up a little bit of the background noise. Where it's like,
I can't hear it at all.
damn, it is. I can
No.
hear it through my headphones, hitting the window and the roof. And I'm like, Jesus, it is.
No, but
Wow.
you know what's bad when I look out my window because I face towards where you are, and I can just see the rain slowly coming my way.
Yeah.
The impending doom.
Yeah.
It's the best thing with these heat waves is like every night it's a nice storm. So, yeah.
Is it? I woke
Yeah.
up. It was like 5 a.m. It was storming here. But like that's the thing, because like we live on like opposite ends, right? It's like because I live like I've already gotten this.
Yeah, you're in the West
so
End.
it's already passed.
Yeah. Steven's extra East End.
Yeah.
I'm more
Mhm.
East, but like East Middle. So yeah.
There you go.
Did you have any incidents happen in front of you at all? Or was it a pretty boring weekend from your side?
No, it was pretty low key. Which honestly I was kind of thankful for because I did work intervention a lot and I did not want to have to like respond to something my first year of doing it because I was like, I don't know what I'm doing. I'm just a baby. I don't know. Like I don't know if I might break an ankle. Like I would end up on a viral video. Like Marshall breaks ankle trying to intervene.
Marshall splits pants running through a square on the wall.
If I hadn't already split my pants, my rain pants, not my actual pants, but yeah. Anyways, it was a fun time, but nothing happened.
Nice. I don't know if you can disclose this information or not. How many critters got killed over the weekend?
I don't think, actually, none.
Really?
Yeah, at least as far as I know, none. I did see a bunch of them. I named one Frank, and thankfully he ran away from the cars when they came around.
Like,
I was
I
very
imagine-
nervous for Frank.
I imagine when you're like in 3, because that's kind of the back middle of nowhere. Was there a lot of critters around that one?
I know, and every single time they kept like eating, like they like to eat the clover right in the fields.
Yep.
So they were like, this is where I named one Frank. So Frank would go and eat clover and then like inch his way towards the track. And I'm like, Frank, go back to the hole. Don't do it. It's not worth it. You'll be a pancake. Like, just go back to safety. But then he like went in between the concrete barrier and the Tech Pro. And I'm like, that's not a good spot. You'll get
Frank will get
smushed there
smushed.
too. So yeah, I did see a lot of critters, but I'm pretty, as far as I know, none got pancaked.
I don't know if you guys heard that thunder. That was a loud one.
Nope.
Okay.
No, not at all.
Okay, good. It definitely registered on the mic. I saw that. I was like, oh. See, nothing would have been
It doesn't
also
come through.
more funny of your stories if you were like, yeah, I named it Gopher Frank or Groundhog Frank. Watch him get obliterated in front of me by like Logan Sargent or something. Just destroyed.
I did hear a really funny story though. So apparently, like, because the driver's parade happens every Grand Prix, right? Apparently, one of the marshals who's been working the race for a really long time, the year that Grosjean hit a groundhog and it like covered him in like bits,
Yep.
and it was all over the front of his car.
As it does.
So apparently that year, he went out, bought a beaver, like a stuffed beaver, cut the tail off to make it look like a groundhog, and like bought these like fake candles, and like while the driver's parade was coming around, they all took like their hats off
Oh my
and
god.
was like having a vigil for the groundhog.
That is funny.
And I think like Hamilton laughed, a couple of the other drivers laughed, and then Grosjean just was like, did not laugh at all when they saw it. I was like, when he told us that story, I was killing myself laughing. I'm like, that is too funny.
Okay, if we run into Grosjean at the Indy, we're definitely asking him that.
Do you remember a groundhog vigil in Montreal a few years ago?
Oh, that's
He
funny.
might be too traumatized from the bits. Who knows?
Yeah, honestly. Huh.
That's how you get escorted out of the paddock on a like exponential rate.
Also, is it funny that that's not the least traumatizing part of Grosjean's career?
Yeah, it's so true. So true.
But yes. Before we get into kind of some of the stuff that's happened last week, is there anything that's on your mind, Taylor, that you want to talk about or that's happened? Because, like, you know, you've been gone for a while. We had a whole episode. Anything that you want to chime in on?
Oh. I mean, I'm not going to lie. I
Don't
was
remember?
really upset.
Oh.
No, I was upset. I tried to block the race results out of my mind because being there and knowing what was happening and watching Leclerc come out of the pits on slicks when it was starting to rain, I was like, what the fuck?
Honestly, it's a great point. I'm surprised you didn't run over and, like, kill someone in Ferrari, honestly.
It was funny though, because you've met Terry, right? So he's also a Ferrari fan, and he just like looks at me like way down in the corner, and he's like, "What the fuck are they doing?" And I'm like, "Yeah, well, I don't know." So anyway, it was supremely disappointing as a Ferrari fan. One to forget, and we can move on to next week.
Okay, fair enough. I'm surprised you didn't try to, like, sabotage it at all, like, throw a fake red flag or anything.
Oh, I would not be able to work the race anymore. Why would I do that?
To help Ferrari.
It's so much fun. No, I don't love them that much. I would like to be at the race. I
Okay.
love them.
I thought you were pretty
I'm not
Delulu,
gonna get
but okay.
banned.
Fair enough.
I'm not that Delulu. I'm Delulu, just not
Yet.
that Delulu. No.
Yeah, if you say so. Okay. Anyway, yeah. So I guess what do you guys want to talk about first? Do you guys want to talk about McLaren shenanigans, F1's or IndyCar's new TV deal, F1's regs that came out a couple weeks ago?
I don't know. I feel like why don't we talk about IndyCar? Like that stuff is whack. The McLaren stuff is kind of whack.
Okay, yeah, I think the McLaren's a good place to go. Yeah, so yeah, it was announced this week. Oh yeah, and the 24-hour Le Mans. I kind of forgot about that part too.
Oh,
That's
I
kind of
totally forgot.
important.
You know what's horrible is I totally forgot that race even happened.
We didn't
Did
even
not pay
mention it
attention to it.
last week. I watched it anyway for our one.
Oh wow!
Yeah.
Yay!
Yeah, they're like the first constructor since like the 30s or something to win Monaco and Le Mans in the same year.
Exactly
Oh.
90 years.
Jesus,
Hmm.
that's actually pretty impressive to be honest.
Yeah.
Yeah. So anyway, Le Mans happened, and the reason I mentioned that is because actually, quick thing on Le Mans. Did you see the fucking bullshit safety car thing they had to go through?
What was it, like 5 hours?
They had, I think it was like 3 hours of safety car, at least.
Yeah.
They had
3 hours?
of
Not
just
in total.
safety car.
One run of the safety car.
They had to
Oh my
refuel the safety car twice.
What?
Yes.
Why? What happened?
It was raining.
Oh. Okay. Wow.
But it wasn't it was raining, but it wasn't even as bad as like Canada like FP1 rain. Like they could have gone.
And they had the safety car for 3 hours?
Yep.
Wow. Wow.
It was also like the middle of the night, so that kind of really killed the vibe.
Oh.
So yeah.
Well, at least I guess we didn't miss much if it was the middle of the night.
Yeah. So not the most exciting, but yeah. I think you also had something like was it like 12 cars finished in the lead lap?
Oh, wow.
Like the prototypes were close. Like the LMDHs or hypercars, whatever the hell they are. Yeah, they put up a pretty good race. Alpine's fucking died, which is the funniest thing in the world.
So I see that team also took a hit this year.
Yeah.
Yikes.
Yeah, I don't really have a whole much else to add for Le Mans, but it happened. But the reason I'm starting with Le Mans is because Nolan Siegel won his class, won the LMP2 class at Le Mans with United Autosports.
Okay.
And then 2 days after winning, or was it even 1 day? It was announced that he is taking over the 6-car IndyCar for the rest of the season on a multi-year deal.
Like, what is going on in McLaren? Zach Brown cannot make up his mind.
Almost, I think it was beginning of May, it was announced Théo Pourchaire is going to drive the car for the rest of the season, except Indy.
May 9th.
Yeah.
Just before the GP.
Wow.
It was like, 5 weeks. Nope, never mind.
My boy got 2 races and then got booted. And wasn't even doing that bad.
Do you remember Long Beach where he was the best McLaren?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was going to say, like, it's not like he was doing poorly.
No.
What is going on? Like, honestly, this is just pure shenanigans. I don't understand it. Like, I don't understand why they decided to move on from Pourchaire after 2 races.
2 less
Where he
starts than everybody else, and he's 3rd in rookie scoring this year by 6 points to Sean's favorite rookie.
Listen, Kiffin got screwed with America. I stand by that.
All right. Wow. I don't get it. I really don't get it.
So now you have a couple questions here. One is obviously, what the hell is up with McLaren? Why are they this ruthless to drivers? From Malukas to Ilott to Pourchaire, now to Siegel. Like, goddamn.
Yeah.
Like, honestly, I do not like McLaren. They piss me off. Zach Brown's kind of an asshole. But I like Rossi and I like Award. So, like,
I was gonna say.
I'm cheering for them.
I see.
But, let's not even forget the whole Pelot thing that also started this. Like, it is absolutely ridiculous what McLaren has been doing with its drivers.
Why are they like the Red Bull of IndyCar, but like not as successful in terms of like driver management? Just ruthless. Well, until maybe the last year, because interesting choices. But I don't get it. What's the point of being so ruthless? Like, give a kid a chance, right?
Yeah. Like, rookies don't do well in this series.
Yeah, and like people take time to adjust to a car. Like, it's not like Pocher. Like, I'm not sure of what his background is and if he did like Indy Next or whatever, Indy Lights.
He was an F2 driver.
Okay, so it takes a little
Pocher?
bit of time to adjust. Yeah.
Didn't he win the F2 championship? That's why he's not in F2.
That's why he's not in F2 and he didn't get an F1 seat, so he had to go somewhere or be a reserve driver.
But we know that in like any time that a driver has come from a different series, they usually take a little bit to adjust to the car, right? Because it's a totally different experience. I don't understand what the point is of giving someone a chance and then canning them after 2 races when they haven't even done that poorly. When it's their first time driving an IndyCar or anything like an IndyCar,
Rookies
I just don't
do
get
it.
it.
Like, rookies just don't. They struggle.
Yeah.
They don't have the best performances. They're never fighting for championships or anything like that. They barely even fight for podiums, let alone top 10s. No, they don't play for top 10s, let alone podiums in their rookie season. Like, who has been the best driver in IndyCar the last 3 years?
Hello?
Yeah.
Hello.
Do you know Pelot wasn't even the best rookie in his rookie year?
Yeah.
I believe it.
Who beat him out for rookie of the year?
It was a rookie.
Um,
Because Army almost thinks that's like got to be years ago, but it can't be that long ago. He's only like 25.
it was 2021.
Yeah.
Sorry, 2020.
so
2020. 2020 was his first season.
So 4 years
Yeah.
ago.
Him and the other
Awesome.
rookie of the year are the only 2 guys still in the sport.
Was it? No, it wasn't.
Award?
Nope,
No?
it's a Dutchman.
Oh, VK.
Oh.
Yeah, VK beat up Pelot his first season.
Wow. Wow.
So,
It just takes time. Like, it just takes time.
yes. I don't understand why you have to be this ruthless and be like, oh, you're not winning enough. This guy. And, like, it's not like Nolan Siegel is, like, struggling or won't get a seat. He's got money. We know that.
Mm-hmm.
Like, he comes from a very wealthy background.
Yeah. And he's only 19.
Exactly. He's a fucking teenager.
Yeah. It's not like he's prime mid-20s and needs a seat. Like, he's still developing as a driver.
Oh, I don't like the way that Zach Brown operates, honestly.
Nolan Siegel has never won a fucking championship either.
What? This makes less and less sense as we talk about it.
No,
Like,
he
less and
no.
less
He is.
sense.
I'm sorry. Siegel is talented. 100%.
Well, I'm sure he is.
Like, last year was his
Of
first
course.
full Indy NXT year. He came third in that championship. Very good. He was doing double duty this year, IndyCar and Indy NXT. He's had to bail on the Indy XT now. You know, he's a Le Mans winner in class. So, like, I feel, yes, he's a talented driver. But is there any rush to get him?
What would it? Okay, so what would McLaren have lost keeping Pocher for the rest of the season and signing Siegel for next year? on a multi-year deal, right? Like, what are you really losing? Cher's doing decent. It's not doing too bad. And you can get Siegel on a multi-year next year. I don't see why that was not the option that McLaren went for.
Also, Rossi's on an expiring deal. So you could have just replaced Rossi with either one of those two and signed them for next season. Like, I don't understand the rush.
I don't get it. I really don't.
And even like, okay, who is the poster child for McLaren? Pato.
Yeah, Pato.
Yeah.
I was like, Pato, right?
Do you remember? You know, Pato was raced for 3 different teams in IndyCar.
Really?
Yes.
Huh.
His first year, he did one race with Harding Racing.
Oh, okay.
Remember Harding?
Yeah.
And then he also did a couple of races for Carlin before he got picked up by Arrow McLaren. And like, I mentioned that part because even Pato, who is your golden child of McLaren, needed races before he finally moved to the big team. But they weren't even the big team at the time. They were still newly acquired McLaren, who were basically just Schmidt-Peterson with a branding change.
Yeah.
Now that we're a few years into this Arrow McLaren, no longer SP, just Arrow McLaren, you're seeing, I guess, the Zach Brown style take over. Because I refuse to believe that Sam Schmidt or is it Rick or Ron Peterson? I can't remember.
Ron.
I refuse to believe that Rick Peterson. I refuse to believe that this would happen under them. Because if you recall, that old team, they were really loyal to drivers.
What was the last thing they really did when they were still in control?
What?
Promised Wickens that he could have the car back when he was ready.
Yes.
So.
Yeah, let's not forget, like, when McLaren took over in that whole changeover, the first sign of ruthlessness was they fired Hinch.
Because they didn't want Honda anymore.
No. Why did they fire Hinch?
I thought it was because of the Honda partnership.
No, he did he did the Sports Illustrated like Naked Edition.
Oh, that's right. I forgot about that.
Yep. And they didn't like that, so they got rid of him. Before that, Hinchcliffe had been their boy for years. But you know who also was Arrow McLaren's boy for like 3 years? Who, again, didn't perform well, but he was loyal, which is why I'm like, this would never have happened under the old Schmidt-Peterson. Michaela Lotion.
Wow.
That's
really reaching into the bag of names there.
I know, right? So I'm just saying, you know, we have this team in the past that's been very loyal, and now you get this team this year who is putting their second driver, or I guess it's going to be the third driver in the 6th car.
Yeah, technically their third contract.
Yeah. Fourth contract, because Malukas is the first one.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, right.
Malukas, Ilott.
Yeah.
Theo.
Forgot about I for a second.
Yeah. Like, I want Ilott in the series. I want Pourchaire in the series.
Yeah.
Like, the competition is so tough in this series, and there is no advantage team to team, or very little, unless you're Penske and just cheat. But, like, I don't get it. I really don't. If McLaren was a top team in winning, I would say fine. It works for you. Like how ruthless the Red Bull program used to be.
Yeah.
Yeah. But, like, they're not.
Yeah, or if you want to be this ruthless and have this kind of driver program, Zach, have an Indy NXT team.
Yeah.
Like, start that as your ruthless program and kind of work your way up. And if someone's doing really well in that, maybe they take someone who's underperforming. You know, you can kind of do stuff like that.
Yeah. Oh, and that'd be perfect right now because right now you'd have. So say you kept Malukas and you sign Pourchaire and Siegel to NXT. You'd have two drivers under the age of 23 developing in NXT, and that'd be huge for Pourchaire coming over to North America. As Sean lets the cat out. But yeah, like you'd have two drivers under the age of 23 developing their skills, and if you really weren't happy with Malukas after a year, you could still get rid of him then, and then you'd promote whichever one's better. And then say Rossi doesn't improve, you can always boot him. You're probably not going to boot O'Ward, but say by some miracle he goes to F1 for some reason. All right, then we have a next driver up. We're still good. Basically, if you lose any part of your current program, you'd have a replacement piece.
Yes. But for some reason, it is... We need to make knee-jerk moves immediately.
Yeah.
Like, did you see, like, Pourchaire made a post earlier, like, I think it was Monday, being like less than 24 hours?
That's what I was going to say. That was the saddest thing. And it's like one of those, you need one of the... I don't know if there's a Twitter account for the pictures taken before unprecedented events. Unfortunate events. Yeah. That would have been it right there, where you just have so excited to race at the historic Laguna Seca. Theo Pourchaire has been dropped by Aaron McLaren.
I want to know if he found out online.
Oh, that'd be so sad.
Part of me feels like he found out when they announced it.
That'd be such a Zach Brown. I wouldn't put it past Zach Brown to just like not tell Pourchaire and then he finds out online, but that would be so sad. Oh.
Again, it's not a good way to, I guess, like, it's not a good way to make drivers trust you, you know? Like, if you have an ego...
after that whole, like...
Go ahead.
Sorry, I mean, like, after that whole, like, contract with Pillow, right? Like, that was a nightmare. Who knows what happened in that situation? Nobody knows. It's just been messy. Like, McLaren has just been messy with contracts for the last few years.
Yes. Like, Zach has been trying to basically accumulate all of the eggs in his basket, and if they drop and get broken, he does not care.
Nope.
Yeah.
Just, like, not a way to conduct yourself, but whatever.
Also,
like,
this goes back to my t-shirt idea for McLaren. Just have the 6 in the back with just like a bunch of names crossed out. Or like just like the number 6 in the front, just like a door kicking you on the way out in the back. Also good idea for, you know, McLaren contracts.
You really should like do these designs and like keep them and somehow make money because you have very good ideas.
I do. I'm just a troll. That's basically how it is. But anyway, yeah. So anything else to add for this McLaren shenanigans? Do you think we see Pourchaire back?
I hope so.
I want to see him back, but it is the only other thing is that it's so odd that he went from like full support after his mistake in Detroit to just getting kicked out the door the next race.
Oh, let's not even talk about that. Like how after Detroit, if you were to said Pourchaire or Canapino, or one of them is not going to race the rest of the season, I don't think you would have thought it would have been Pourchaire.
No. Like he still has a retweet of Zach Brown, basically, keep doing what you're doing, champ.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pourchaire's
he'll
last
be
2
fine.
races was 10th and 13th, and he gets kicked. Holy shit!
Yeah.
Like honestly.
I don't understand the reality of that. If he's gonna go anywhere though, I'm gonna bet you he probably ends up at either
Canada,
Rahal or Shank.
Yeah. Yeah. I think he'll be back too. Apparently, teams were already reaching out to him, so we'll see. I think we'll see him again in IndyCar. I mean, he's probably not getting an F1 seat at this rate, so.
Ricardo Juncos also has the chance to do the funniest thing possible.
That would be.
And what I'm referring to is he replaces one Frenchman with another.
Yeah.
And basically in a big, like, let's all get along post would be one of the best things in the world.
Yeah. Make Canapino and Pourchaire wear "This is our get along" T-shirt.
Oh my god, that'd be funny.
But alas,
Yes,
we'll see. We'll see what happens.
Also, can we just talk about how weird this fucking IndyCar season has been with just guys in and out?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's been a weird one.
Like,
Eagle replaced Canapino. Ilott replaced Malukas. Pourchaire replaced Malukas / Ilott. Who else?
again, there's been 40 freaking drivers this year.
Well, and was it Shank is, or no, not Shank. Who's just got? I don't even remember which team. I don't remember who's racing with Siegel going to like 3 different teams. I don't even remember like who's racing where anymore.
Yeah, I don't know what the hell Dale Coyne's doing now. They're just basically doing a race by race. Whoever can figure that out.
Has daily contracts apparently.
Yeah.
Fuck, Pourchaire may even care. Fuck it, why not?
Yeah,
Honestly,
who knows?
maybe. I don't know why
Done
Siegel
better
isn't
than
there.
Colin Braun. He's done better than Colin Braun and Tristan Vautier and who else has driven the 51? Luca Giotto.
He's okay. He hasn't done terrible. You know, he's finished each race.
Yeah.
Actually, the Dale Coyne cars have actually been, I don't want to say like decent, but like respectable. Like they finish the race. They're not in shit. They bring it home. Like I think Giotto after World America was like, yeah, it was fun. He was on the lead lap. He was like the last car in the lead lap. And he's like, yeah, I just stayed back there and I just had fun. All you gotta do. Considering there's like 27 cars or something like that, some guys are bound not to finish. You're gonna make up spots. Just don't put it in the wall.
Yeah. That is the key most of the time for racing.
Keep it straight.
Not in a wall. The only thing that's going to be more crazy than this year is next year's schedule.
Oh yeah. Aren't they like all over the place next year?
Well, okay,
Like
so
jumping around?
Yeah, so I guess we can take it back to the beginning of this because the real lead in here is that Fox is taking over the TV contract. And
Right.
with that announcement, we got the 2025 schedule. So, where was it? I had it calculated. I need to find it again.
Of the
what was it?
distance traveled. So before we get into that distance on the July part, I'll quickly jump in with some details on the Fox schedule. And that is, I don't think they announced the dollar value, but every single race is going to be on Fox specific, like on Fox's main channel, which is nice. Peacock is going away. Indy NXT is going to basically be on Fox Sports 1, I think now, or Fox Sports 2, one of those two. I think also practice and qualifying is also going to be in those for like, you know, the premium channels if you pay for those. And there's a lot, and I think IndyCar is continuing the whole IMS Productions is basically doing most, or should be at least starting off doing a lot of the production side of things, which is good because we've seen how Fox's production goes. I swear to God, if we get a fucking comic book drawing of every single driver, I will shoot somebody. Probably Steven. Just for fun.
not be surprised if we got that.
But yeah, like it's amazing seeing fan reaction to the Fox thing because the only experience with Fox is NASCAR, and we've seen how much it's declined. On the other hand, you're giving up NBC, who has been a loyal partner for the last 15 years.
Yeah, I do kind of wonder, like, how much money in the contract for Fox to have the rights.
However, like, I feel like I'm okay with it because, like, yeah, everything on NBC though I feel has not grown.
Yeah, that's fair.
Fox is still so
That's fair.
big and will help with viewership, and then you could actually have a very good comparable between NASCAR and IndyCar both being on Fox. And like just going back to sports stuff and how the whole because IndyCar and NBC started because IndyCar signed a deal, like the IRL signed a deal back in the day, to be on Versus. Remember Versus, Steven?
Oh, yes.
What other league also went to Versus?
The NHL.
And this is where I would compare our two favorite things. Both have had stagnant growth for like the past decade. Like very little growth or just flatline. And because it went from Versus to NBCSN, Versus became NBCSN, which a lot of IndyCar races used to be. And then I think they had also then ABC would do the 500. Then the most recent deal, they had NBC basically take over everything, which is where we got the Peacock. And now you're going to put all races back on ESPN proper. That I think is huge. Both were offering full races on full network TV. Nothing on a secondary channel or a streaming option, so that's great. So maybe this is a good thing, and it could work out for IndyCar. Like, this could be a huge risk, don't get me wrong. But if you look at some other sports and how a lot of sports are trying to basically split up their TV packages all over the place, having a dedicated one network doing IndyCar and guaranteed, I guess, primetime TV slot on your big network could be a good thing and could get more eyes and more sponsors and more money for the series. So as much as I was kind of when it first got announced, I'm okay with it.
Well, it's also interesting because they'll have both IndyCar and NASCAR, right? So it's going to be interesting to see, like, timing-wise, how that could possibly affect viewership, right? Because, like, maybe there are NASCAR fans who will be like, oh, IndyCar's on, like, it's racing, I'll throw that on before the NASCAR race starts, right?
Yeah.
Because they won't, like, my guess is that they probably wouldn't want to split viewership of one series or the other, right? Like, they're probably going to try and capture people who could be interested in both, so they're not going to schedule the races at the same time.
But
so,
even then, like, NASCAR likes having us races later in the night. They like those 4 o'clock
exactly.
starts. IndyCar still likes its noon starts, so if we can keep one then and one in the, like, basically back to back them, that could be great for fans and great for both series.
Yeah, and like I think logically speaking, like as much as Fox is, we don't love Fox, I think it's a good thing for IndyCar to try and grow because we know well on this podcast, we've talked about it multiple times, that IndyCar needs to do things differently to try and boost IndyCar. Otherwise, it's going to die. So I think it's as much as, you know, Fox is Fox, I think it's a good move in the right direction.
Yes. I just hope, for the love of God, they get Hinch in the booth.
Oh, I hope so. I really hope so.
If not, honestly, take Jacques Villeneuve. I'll take that.
Oh my gosh. All right.
What? He was great in Montreal.
Okay.
What? He's an old guy who's basically like Jacques Villeneuve would be a fantastic like Don Cherry-esque guy for like racing. Just minus
that in the sport.
But like, well, Big Thunder there. But like, he's just like one of those guys that just says what he says. He has done IndyCar. He's done F1. He's done NASCAR, sports cars.
Mm-hmm.
He's been everywhere. I think he'd be a very good commentator.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. The problem with that is we'd have to listen to Jacques Villeneuve.
You didn't get to listen to him at the Canadian Grand Prix. He was actually really freaking great.
Yes, I did. I did have to listen to at least some of the things he had to say. I saw most of the things he said, but whatever.
I mean, he wasn't wrong with anything he said.
Anyway, hopefully this grows viewership of IndyCar and can grow the sport instead of continue its decline.
So anyway, the 2025 schedule came out, which we can now talk about. And yeah, they have a very nuts month of May, I think, month of July.
Yeah, it's crazy next year. Crazy.
Their last two, well, it's basically they speed run the back half of summer, basically.
Yeah.
In just the most insane travel schedule possible. So when it came out, the first thing we looked at in July was the travel schedule, because you start at Mid-Ohio, go to Iowa for a doubleheader, zip back over to Toronto, and then go all the way over to Laguna Seca the next week, just across the fucking continent. That totals out to 4,121 miles or 61 hours with no traffic of driving over 4 weeks.
Wow.
With five races.
That's insane. That is insane.
Also, can we just appreciate Toronto still on the schedule?
Yay!
Yeah. Looking at this, they really tried to get rid of it.
I think so.
It probably would have been better to go from Mid-Ohio. Oh no, it would have made more sense to go Mid-Ohio to Iowa to Laguna Seca. But then again, you look at August as well, which only has 3 races. But they then go from Laguna Seca, which is 750 miles, to Portland to start
just
the
at
next
the coast.
trip.
Okay.
Yep. So that's 700 miles. And then they go from Portland to Milwaukee to Nashville. And that's 2,624 miles.
Also, finishing on the Nashville Super Speedway is huge. I'm guessing that street circuit's dead.
Yeah. Oh yeah. No, it's gone. But yeah, so that's what did I say? It was 4,000 miles plus 2,600. So you're doing 6,700 miles over 2 months.
Oh my gosh.
With the biggest break being a week in between. Or is that even a week in between?
Like the schedule starts kind of rough. It's like March 2nd first race, wait 3 weeks for the second race.
Yeah.
Four more weeks, I think, for the next race. Or it's like three or something. Yeah. And then you get into May, and then from May to August, it is just a sprint through everything.
Yeah.
I can't see how drivers would love this schedule. I feel like they would hate this, but who knows? I'm not a driver, so I wouldn't know.
Like Steven said with the Toronto one kind of being placed, I wonder if it's a placeholder. Like if they have to basically sign the contracts and stuff, if it's kind of like it's there for now, it's there. We'll see if it happens or not.
Well, it's either that or reject the schedule in here. Like a lot of it travel-wise doesn't make sense. And honestly, if they move the day, that's fine for some of the races. Because so obviously you can't put Toronto super early in the schedule, but could you move it up towards Detroit and swap it? So right now they've got
I just swap it with Road America. That's just my thought.
Road America or St. Louis. St. Louis is up into June 15th now.
Yeah, or do that'd be a great one. Go Detroit, Road America. Okay, let's be honest. Do Michigan, not Detroit. Road America, then Toronto. That way you're basically all hitting that Great Lakes area.
Yeah.
And then you're going to go your Mid-Ohio, your Iowa, your St. Louis, Laguna Seca. That way you're kind of moving a little bit better.
Yeah.
But I do understand when it comes to like you're on a specific schedule with Toronto, right? The city decides that. Like you're
you're also on your traditional dates. Like Detroit is always the beginning of June. July, third weekend in July has always been Toronto.
yes.
So, or at least middle of July is always Toronto. That's what it's always been since we've been going, and that's been years.
There was also a thing I thought I saw of like them trying to do like a like international dates added.
Oh God! Well, then you definitely have to rejig the schedule because I can't see teams wanting to do like
it was in like the off season basically of doing like a Argentina, Brazil, and like Mexico, kind of like a Southern America kind of fucking trip or something. So there was an idea for that. I think someone floated that around, but I don't know if that's actually going anywhere or not. So, yeah, we'll see. Yeah. Moving on from the IndyCar stuff, NASCAR had its race at Iowa this week.
Yes.
Did you guys watch any of that? I'm assuming no.
It was a good race.
It was the second best short track race of the year.
Yeah.
I did watch the highlights. As always.
Honestly, no, it was actually pretty good.
It did look like a fun race.
Yeah.
I saw that Larson at one point was spun in the wall, and I was like,
it was his own fault. He tried to be too aggressive there.
Yeah. Well, it was off a restart, right? So.
Yeah, he tried to push it three wide and got spun.
All I'm saying is it was kind of nice to see Larson not at the top of the pack.
Yeah. And Blaney won, so good for him to finally get a win.
Yeah.
And it's just Iowa's a fantastic track. It's one of my favorite tracks in iRacing to race because it is multi-grooved. You can do bottom, you can do top, you can kind of change your line going through different corners. It's fun. And this race showed like multi-groove short tracks is kind of what you need right now for NASCAR because those single groove like Martinsville or what's another one? Well, even like Richmond, they just don't allow a whole lot of passing.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just a little bit bigger and a little bit wider and just produces good racing.
Yeah. Yeah, well, and it's not like a battle of attrition, right? Where the tires went were able to do like 100-lap runs, but saying you're doing 100-lap runs at a short track versus a super speedway, very different things. So it was good to see that you could get different strategies going, and even at the end of your stint, you could have your car coming into its optimal window and still be making passes on guys with fresh tires.
Yeah, and the undercut worked really well for guys to get if they had fallen back early, they pit early, and those fresh tires can get them back up.
Yep.
So, yeah, it was a fun race, honestly. You had a tire strategy, you had a racetrack you could pass at, you had a popular driver win. Yeah, honestly, it was one of the top 5 of the season so far.
Good.
Maybe top 10. I'm going to say top 5. Second best short track race for sure, but a good race.
Where's his? I was gonna say, what was Iowa good race poll? 91% said yes, good race.
Yeah. That's
fair.
Wow,
that's good. Very high.
So fun. And that's another driver or another new winner who helps clear up the playoff picture a little bit more.
Yeah, how many races are left in NASCAR?
9 races left in the regular season, and we've had 10 unique winners at this point.
Okay.
So unrealistic that we get 6 new winners.
Oh, why just tempt fate?
If we do, that's the more fun option. So sure, bring it. But yeah, unrealistic that we get 6 new winners in 9 races. Is it possible? Yes.
just
But-
not likely.
Yeah, it'll be interesting because now we've got the playoff picture's very interesting, especially after you get a Cindric win, who probably is at the bottom or on the outside looking in realistically. If he has a really good
he wouldn't
year.
be in the playoffs if it was based on points.
Yeah, like he's probably at best he's fighting Briscoe and Gilliland to stay in the top 20.
Yes.
Which also Todd Gilliland, top 20 driver, did not see that coming, and Josh Berry sitting 21st did not see that coming.
No, I saw that from Barry. Barry's been very strong on short tracks, especially.
Yeah, but so right now you've got Truex, Chastain, Gibbs, Bowman, Busher, Wallace as your in drivers. Logano, Busch, Briscoe, Gilliland rounds out your 4 that are on the outside looking in that realistically might have. Well, realistically it's Briscoe up to Briscoe, but you can throw Gilliland in there if you want to. And realistically, you could see probably Truex maybe winning a race, or Busher, maybe even Logano. It'll be interesting to see who gets bumped out in the last 9 races here.
Probably Busher or Bubba. If a guy's that's in now is going to be out, it's probably one of those two.
Yeah.
Just by the numbers. Logano, you could see win his way in. Kyle Busch, you could see win away, but he hasn't been that good this year. His whole tenure with RCR has looked rough.
Yep, but he's got like a 10-year streak of having a win in season. So
didn't he already break that, or didn't he not win and screw that over?
no, I thought he had a win last year.
Okay, yeah, if you say so.
But yeah, it'll be an interesting last 9 races to get down to our final 16.
Yeah, that's true.
He
Okay,
won at Talladega. He won at Talladega and Gateway last year.
did he? I don't even remember. Wow.
So, Talladega, Gateway, and the what's it called? Auto Club. He had 3 wins last year, Sean.
Why do I not remember? Okay. I will shut the fuck up. Also, now I'm distracted watching soccer. So I think we should do some predictions and wrap up so I can watch Canada lose Argentina.
Hey, you never know. They could win. Okay, so what do we want to start with? It's a triple header this weekend, right?
It is.
It is.
Okay, so why don't we start with IndyCar, because that's what we started with this podcast. So IndyCar, it's Laguna Seca, right?
Yep.
Okay.
All
right.
I will
Predictions?
go. I have a guaranteed win on my side, so I'll go last.
Okay.
Okay. I'm gonna go with Award. I feel like he's got some gotta have some good karma coming.
Okay.
Oh, I guess I better actually write these down.
If you want. If not. Taylor thinks Award's
Okay.
going to win.
I'll say Pillow.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say. He's so good at Laguna Seca.
Yeah.
I don't
That's
know.
a guaranteed win, I think.
I was gonna go with Pillow, but I'm like, it seems like the obvious choice. So go
But
with
he's
something
just so
different.
good there.
I know.
It's unreal.
Well, again, you never know. Racing is funny. You never
Fine.
know.
If it's not gonna be Pillow, because I think we all agree Pillow. If not, I will say maybe Dixon
Yeah.
or Dixon or
that's a good
Power,
one.
because the old guys
Yeah.
they just know they know how to race there. They really do.
Okay, NASCAR.
Where's NASCAR this week? New Hampshire.
Yes.
I don't even know who I want to say for New Hampshire.
I already put my bets
I'm gonna
in.
go with Kozlowski.
That's not a bad pick, to be honest.
I don't know. RFK's been looking pretty strong.
If you said
The
Busher,
entire-
I would really give you props for that.
I was actually gonna say Busher. I was, and then I was like, I should say feel like Buescher might be a long shot, but who knows? I haven't watched NASCAR consistently. I don't know what I'm talking about.
You know, I'm gonna
I
go
will
with.
watch this week though. I will watch.
I'm gonna go with a guy that hasn't won this year for NASCAR.
Okay, who?
Someone's gonna get a win. It's gonna be...
Stenhouse.
Oh, you're just saying in general?
Oh no, I know. I'm gonna tell you who it is. It's Joey Logano.
Oh, okay.
Ooh, I like
Joey
that.
Logano gonna get his win in New Hampshire.
That would be great. I would very much appreciate that coming true.
As I would also appreciate Keselowski coming true. So Steven's gonna pick one of his guys, just to spite us.
Of course.
Obvious. I don't even know who I'd want to pick though, because part of me
gotta pick
wants
one.
to, like, part of me wants to just like go completely off the board and pick like a random Ford, because Ford's been coming on so strong lately everywhere. So part of me almost wants to say Logano, and part of me wants to just be like, fuck it, Josh Berry. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll say Chase Briscoe. I feel like a random Chase Briscoe win just to really make things fun.
Okay, fair enough.
So, the Fords are fucked because we all picked Ford drivers.
Oh, true.
Yeah, Ford will not do well. Fun. F1?
Da.
Max Verstappen. Yeah, honestly, probably.
Yeah, honestly.
To be different, just for the sake of being different, I'm gonna go with
How about this? If it's
Carlos
not,
Sainz.
pick someone to be on the podium, not to win, because we know. Max
Okay,
will probably
Carlos
win.
Sainz will be on the podium. Max
Okay.
will probably win. Carlos Sainz, 2. P2.
Steven, anything fun?
Well, so there's another 10-year streak that's currently going, which is a different winner at Spain.
Ooh.
Oh.
There hasn't been a double winner in the last 10 races at Spain.
Wow.
The other thing to keep in mind is what has been the indicator for someone to get their first win of the season this year?
A surgery?
Surgery or some sort of injury. We had
Oh boy.
Steins with his appendix, Norris with his nose.
Wait, what are you saying with Spain? They haven't had a back-to-back winner there?
In like 10 years.
In the last 10 years.
Max won last year and 2020. Or sorry, 2022 and 2023.
Where did I see that then?
Yeah, what are you talking? And Lewis won it 5 years in a row. So like, I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know where I saw it. Anyways, I'm going to stick with my thought. Don't try and throw off my train.
That was a hallucination, sir. You hallucinated that fact.
Like, do you mean no one's won the race before Spain and then won it? Is that it?
Maybe. I don't know.
Like back-to-back winners?
Nope, Max did it last year too. Max won Monaco the Monaco.
Oh, okay.
Listen, I don't know what the fuck this is. Okay, Steven, go ahead. Keep going. This is fantastic.
I'm gonna have to look this up eventually.
No, you're doing fantastic. I like random stats that don't actually make sense.
I'm gonna continue with my own made up world, and because of that, and because he scraped his knee playing fucking pickleball this week before the race, I'm gonna say Oscar Piastri wins the race.
Jesus Christ.
Oh my gosh. It's the Lulu. The amount of time it took to get to that answer too, though. I enjoyed the journey.
I'm gonna pick Lawrence Stroll.
Lawrence.
Did you see that?
Yes.
They screwed up the registration, so they put Lawrence instead of Lance. So apparently Lawrence is racing.
Lawrence, yes.
Right. That's another thing we didn't talk about.
What's that?
Kimmy Antonelli.
I mean, there's lots of things.
Super license.
No, there's always next week.
Yeah.
We can hold on to that for next week.
Yeah, that's fine. We can talk about it.
I would say there's a lot of things we did not hit. So
I know we get there if we get there. It's how we do.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a busy week.
If people want us to talk about stuff, they need to let us know. Simple as that. That's the best way to do that is to follow us and yell at us and tell us what you want to hear.
Do all the likes.
Exactly.
Like us.
But yeah, I'm gonna say podium Lewis Hamilton.
Oh, I like that.
That's a dark horse pick.
That is very much a dark horse pick. All right. Anyway, Canada is playing I know you're
Yes.
both jazzed about it.
Yes, so anyway, on that note, thank you very much for watching. We'll be back next week for all more motorsports talk and all that. Thank you and goodbye.
Thank you for tuning in to the Spare Parts Racing Podcast. Remember to subscribe so you don't miss an episode, and follow the show on Twitter at Spare Parts Racing. That's Spare Parts RACIN, and on TikTok at Spare Parts Pod. Follow the hosts at Sean Chavarella, at Stephen Clary, and at Tay Moore.